So welcome to part 2 of fixing the latest 32-bit Rust support stuff from the previous video wherever my AMD AM5 X660 X670E USB shit broke. Sorry for that. So yeah, for this introduction, previous video, a long story short is that Rust micro dependencies break all 32-bit architecture. You know what? Why this breaks? I know why this breaks. This probably breaks. You can't make this shit up because this is hard coded. Oh no, I realized that. So they have a list of architectures where they don't support 64-bit, which is also silly, right? Even in like kind of C++ and preprocessor, you could like if that is supported. So why do they not have some kind of query mechanism for what is supported? So they hard code this. And look at that. So this is broken since we use our own vendor triplet instead of unknown. So man, I just see this, realize that now that I just at the end of the other video found this list here. So that is broken. So we could wait for decades and would never work for us, because previously I said wasting my time here debugging other people's stuff. But okay, fair enough. It's our change of using proper also for bootstrapping. Otherwise, due to the nature, the problem is if I explain each time all the details, I explain here each time 10 minutes. But due to the way Rust bootstrapped and the cargo config terminal works, for bootstrap we need different, actually this is probably only for LVM config, so we need another LLVM config for bootstrapping, like cleanly bootstrapping on the same architectures from a previous Rust to latest Rust, which potentially also in-system Rust might also use LVM 14 and new bootstrap Rust might use LVM 15, and you can't specify different configs for the same triplet. So if you would bootstrap from x86-64 to x86-64, you would not have the clean separation there. Especially for different LVM versions and all the other surrounding stuff. And yeah, so due to that bootstrapping thing, we started to use our own triplets. So this is actually what broke that. Good that we find that, which is all the more depressive that the previous freaking USB capture broke. When Doxers doesn't break, USB capture breaks. It's tech. It's ridiculous. I need some whiskey here, or gin, or... Welcome everyone. So yeah, but in general, this hard coding stuff is not, I mean, the 150, like introduction part 1, 150 or in the meantime 200 or whatever micro dependencies I'm not amused about. I don't find technologically amazing. This stuff I don't find technologically amazing. If I might actually also do my own language, because you're probably you're neither a computer scientist nor other full stack or low level stack kernel developer and stuff without creating a programming language, probably. Thinking of you, Temple OS and stuff. But in all seriousness, I want something 90% smaller, as amazing as LVM, Clang and Rust are. I want something like 98% smaller. Like the smallest possible compiler backend and JIT and reusers. But even that, so even in my language, if I would be, obviously there's so many other people, sometimes Guru meditates about how could stuff be more amazing, or language and stuff. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up when Doxys doesn't work. Now we had some massive drop frames, whatever. But yeah, so the modern tech is so broken that now I don't even know, was it the Doxys shit or was it the bloody Intel IGC or whatever? Oh, everything's so broken. Hashtag peak bugs. I probably need an OBS plugin that colors and half transparent red overlay thing window of like, hey, you're like, USB is broken, Doxys is broken, or your freaking Intel Ethernet is broken, man. I probably should go back to live stream from my previous year overkill 5950X build and not this broken Intel IGC AM5 shit. So yeah, let's tackle that. Did I, let's mkdt that again and tar that again. Maybe I should not extract this variables. Let's see how many, shit, there are. So what I wanted to check is how many, okay, we have this crossbeam. So what I do now is like grab all over this stuff to get a better understanding how many other strange things have hard-coded arch triplets. Here is also this is the same. Wait, why is here? So crossbeam, not only crossbeam utils, there's also crossbeam. What is the difference? Also micro dependence, right? There's not one crossbeam, there's crossbeam utils and crossbeam epoch, whatever freaking heck that even is. Why can this not be in? Sure, I understand fine-grained modularity, but I mean there's also a limit of fine-grained modularity. It's like, what is the point if everything is one freaking, it's like a handful of files. This crate has been moved into crossbeam repository, except the freaking Rust C compiler. Epoch-based garbage collection? Yeah, why not call it freaking garbage collection? Why not call it a better name of stuff would also be an epoch-gc or stuff. It's, yeah, moved elsewhere, but Rust C still vendors this shit because obviously. So there is or even that they have twice. This is also valuable. No atomics. So this is a common thing. How many more do we have? So LVM. Actually, so some stuff we also substitute. So let's looking over if we still have outgoing bitrate. Let's RMRF. What was it even? I'm more meant. But yeah, basically I should not live. I mean, obviously it's also my fault. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I obviously should not continue live streaming from a machine where I know that the IGC Intel Ethernet NIC and the freaking USB is unstable. Yeah, so source LVM. I delete this to better. I mean, I could exclude that at grab time. What is that even? That is cargo checks. I'm slightly wonder how this alibm. So much to test dogfooding my own new high performance stuff. So basically, there's one more freaking. There's also targets. I think lexicon something we substituted. Is it Lexington? What even was it? Lexicon? I thought we... Or is it not used anymore? Target... Well, I remember this stuff though from something. Not... So... The question is vendor CC unknown, some PowerPC Linux GNU. The question is which do we SED already? We SED Rust-C, vendor CC source, so also the CC thing. That is ZCC thing. the 2. So basically everything no atomics. I guess we can add there too. Maybe I should have actually, I mean, pro tip to myself, I should have grabbed over the whole source tree that day. But in retrospect, you always smarter stuff. So no atomics, lib image, oops, what happened there? Monkey press. For table is IMD. No, that's just a command. So that is all. Those are just test tools, build manifest. Not sure what that is. This is continuous integration. Continuous integration. Docker, Rossi, platform support, MD, documentation. These are just downloads. So this is no atomics, amazingment. That is OpenSSL librs. Why is this? Not sure what's going on with that thing there. It's OpenSSL. I probably should double check if that is built. Actually, we can instantly double check this with, I should have an x86 build here. Still 0 to frame. Do they build OpenSSL? They built some OpenSSL, but maybe not that one. So there's multiple no atomic lists. And by the way, do we? So that's only building this for the target, right? So maybe we would need to patch this on for the host as well if you're building on a 32-bit system, but we probably can get away with that because who builds on a 32-bit system all this epic thread ripping, embarrassingly parallel stuff, right? So unless you wanted to test that on a Ryzen and 32-bit user space mode. So I guess it's only that, but it's crazy that, I mean, and that is my recurring grief here with this stuff, right? Neither the macro dependencies, not all this hard-coded stuff is amazing. So then let's, did we save that wherever we, so all of that stuff there, CC-based linking, and so we substitute, I guess that, is it even, wait a second, we might, is this the right, is this exactly the same SED expression? Well, let's see this works. Let's see if it works. So PowerPC goes there. And I should have built this verbose, my recurring mistake here. And then do we have, no we don't. So this was vendor, what was the bloody name of this shit? Crossbeam, of course. So do we have T2? Yes, we have. So we duplicate those there with this SED expression, leaving all the others still in the list. Theoretically, we could over substitute the stuff of all unknown, but I think I duplicated that if you build other targets, it might still be work or stuff. Okay, so that is there, but these hard-coded lists are just, it's silly. And that is why, I mean, the Rust people always want to portray themselves as the most amazing, which obviously irritates quite some other language developers from C++ to Zig. I totally agree that C++, as much as a C++ developer, I'm certainly since 20 years aware that C++ is not amazing. But a lot of this Rust stuff is simply also not amazing, right? The core language thing might be mostly amazing, but a lot of, well, personally, I would also say a lot of this core language stuff is also not amazing. Certainly the borrow checker is a nice thing, but also I'm not even the greatest fan and in love with the Rust syntax as a whole and other implementation details. But the micro dependencies, cargo, and like stuff like that, it's not the first time, right? It's like the 24th time of I look into some stuff here and it's not amazing, right? And if I, as an unsuccessful little Linux distribution YouTuber, would not implement it like this, then why is it implemented in such a hard-coded listed way upstream by the greatest language designers on this planet? I find this a little bit irritating. Yeah, so someone doesn't touch Rust sticking to C. Well, C is certainly one of the most imperfect languages, to put it mildly. Jessa says, just throw all your gear out of the window and start from scratch. What do you mean with that? Hardware gear or software gear? Like hardware gear, like designing all our ASIC stuff for USB and PCI and CPU ourselves. Please comment, please clarify. Do you some retransmission statistics on the interface when packet loss? IP link, sure, I can check that, thanks for that. I should Wireshark the traffic. What irritates me, what I really wonder, so initially when I used it, I mean, I have, how long do I use it? Maximum 2 weeks, right? Whenever, or was it actually more, maybe more than 2 weeks? Actually, time flies, man. It's 3 weeks, soon a month. Or the 27th or so, September. Initially, this interface was completely garbage. I'm actually a little bit, why do I not have IP? What? Did this copy with some Unicode gibberish? Yeah, packets, so errors, dropped, missed, I'm cursed. I don't know, looks healthy. So yeah, so at least we tackled that then. Surprised that it's broken to our change, but in my opinion, the whole, I said this also before, right? Before you blame me, like your unsuccessful little not one-man Linux distribution stuff broke the Rust stuff with your vendor. Like, dare you? Why did you configure and build Rust with Arch triplet T2 freaking vendor and not unknown? Like, why do you not build Rust with unknowns? Like, as I said, not only, in my opinion, is it the right triplet. If your Linux distribution, I mean, obviously, other built with SUSE and Red Hat and all the other unsuccessful and broken Oracle and stuff Linux. We need this for clean bootstrapping, otherwise our bootstrapping on the same CPU doesn't work. Like for cross-compiling it would work, but I did this specifically to finally fix fully cleanly bootstrapping Rust from a previous Rust, especially in also glibc, and not only LVM Clang, which if it's the same version would accidentally still work, but also the major issue was and also major incompatible glibc version, for example. And so due to all of that, we actually need that due to their, not our, their cargo config toml configuration, architecture related configuration block assignment. So it's their stuff that requires us to do so. And as I said, also this doesn't fully work. Thank you very much. As I said, should, in my opinion, like all the other existing C, C++ and whatnot, honors your Arch triplet ever, except Rust and Cargo, right? Which, in my opinion, was never a nice thing from the start, that distributions couldn't build their Rust stuff with CPU, Arch, vendor name, GNU, triplet. Yeah, Linux, GNU, triplet. So that didn't instantly fix this shit. Why should it cannot find types of that somehow? Is this in Rayon or is that in, no, this is crossbeam. You really have to wonder if that is not more, or did this download from GitHub maybe? Like, I have the feeling that did additionally load this shit. And that is my additional grief, right? I always worried for that moment when, because I also really hate that stuff, that it's behind our back loading stuff, fetching stuff from the internet. Because this, I don't even quite know then how we should patch that if it's on the fly. Yeah, this is another. So they ship with what? 2 copies of this, and there you see the continuation of all this shit, of this low quality stuff, right? So allow that code. In my opinion, this is simply not how it should be done. This hard coding, and also this Rust and Cargo, right? Why all this stuff continues a decade later. This stuff, Cargo, continues to work against this well-established Linux distribution stuff. And you would want vendors to ship this stuff and not like sources behind your back download this stuff. Which version is that even? 8.10? So something has... So the problem is, because this is automatically... So this is extremely tricky to hook into this process now. And patch that. I don't even have an instant solution how to do that. And you also have to wonder why, with all their fancy 10 years of experience, you would think in the meantime stable and stuff, build system, it downloads a third copy of this. Crossbeam. Yeah, this is why I had a fresh copy, because. So yeah, do you any Rust expert here? Any Rust expert here who has an idea how to tackle that? And that is a thing, right? Normally you would have like stuff like libset or libjpeg installed in your system, and now, especially if you have a new port in your architecture, think RISC-V or ARM64, and then the stuff you would have this patched and so on. But now within the Rust and Cargo world, it's always loading some version that's broken, right? So yeah, all this tools and stuff needs crossbeam utils, and basically everything needs crossbeam utils. Actually, here is crossbeam utils 8.8. Is that maybe because this is 8.8? Maybe that's why it's pulling yet another copy off of the internet. Here's also annotate snippets of. Why does it just need that specific version? Can we just patch that and hope it builds the new one? There's even more stuff. Here is. This is so hilarious. Why? And that is where I really lose my mind, right? When previously I try already to, maybe you have noticed the last weeks and months I try to be here much more professional, not like this is all, if we set everything on fire, what did Marina was, if we set, damn, what was the, I think we need a t-shirt of that. Oops, best was here somewhere. Yeah, if we set everything on fire, we save a lot of intermediate steps. And that's the crazy stuff, right? So many people applaud like Rust is amazing and like Steve Ballmer, right? Developers. It's like amazing. Except when you try to freaking use it, even the infrastructure is not amazing, right? And that is why the problem is, I mean, we could try to patch all this stuff, but I really have to wonder why. This is snap. Why does this even have multiple freaking versions there? You can't make this stuff up. This is what was the name? I forgot the name already. The names are so stupid. Crossbeam. Here is so multiple. Wait, where are we even freaking in Snapbox? Why does this have multiple crossbeam channel versions? You can't make this stuff up. Maybe this is part of the build process and I have a bridge, so question there, ISP, Euro, DOCSIS, modem router connected directly to your network. No, there is of course a T2 based Linux server bridge between there. Yeah, I need to, I mean the thing is this Ethernet shit never happened as far as I would know before that. I probably should switch to stream. Yeah, I mean, I need to, yeah. But there's also a limit of how much I can debug. So, I probably switch back to, I can set this up as a server. I mean, I can anyway, like, my desktop is anyway probably live stream from the Steam Deck and dock. Like as a workstation, and then energy efficient workstation with a custom APU, and then only like run this epic thread wrapping stuff as a server purely or stuff. So what also here's this, why does this tunnel edit, why does this have multiple? This is also bizarre. there's no crossbeam in there. Why is it in this cargo log thing? Should this dependency stuff not be in there? So we have 8.8 and but here's tidy to tidy cargo. So cargo itself wants 0.8 as far as I understand here. I wonder, can we edit this cargo toml files, or will this Rust build stuff also complain about checksum shit? So I don't know how much. So which version did it even check out there? I mean, we could actually check how many different versions it built until then. But that's also the thing, right? Now I need to, and every Linux distribution, crossbeam needs to dissect this build system. Was it utils or? I think we need this assured. If we set everything on fire, we save ourselves quite some intermediate steps. Crossbeam utils, right? Was it utils or just crossbeam? Crossbeam. No, I lose overview. So it's. Does it build all of them in series? Then it might be Rayon. Of which we also have two. Thank you very much. Crossbeam deck. This only has 0. This is also strange. So I would think, but I could be wrong, that it builds this for Rayon, but and that is 0810. So it built here crossbeam util 088, 088, 088, 088. Did it really build this so many times? Did it wrap already? No, it did not. It did not freaking wrap because less doesn't wrap. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. The fifth time it builds that. And that is this strange stuff here, right? They vendored so much stuff, and yet it fetches other stuff. And that's also the thing, right? Sometimes I develop on the go in a train or somewhere outside while my girl and kid are playing somewhere in a park, and I have some 20 minutes of stuff. Or in an airplane, right? It's before COVID, I traveled sometimes to customers or conferences and stuff. I sometimes, often the most efficient, because nobody freaking disturbs me, sessions were often in airplanes. You fly to Taiwan, 12 or so hours, or states, 10 hours or whatever that was. You have quite some, or I usually can't sleep anyway. And so yeah, good luck with this GitHub-based cargo checkout stuff, right? Like, yeah, more, can't even freaking do your work, debug some stuff. Because this build system of things loads stuff. Does that come from... So this was... What was the bloody name? Crossbeam. It's only crossbeam deck. Should this not crossbeam? Should this not use this one? There's only a 0.8 here. Optional true default features. Dependencies, crossbeam, utils was 0.8. So the problem is I don't know where this is coming from. It doesn't make the most sense, but do we have anything? Maybe I should grab, I mean it should come from this rayon or so. I would think so, but why is this pump making so much noise? Oh, changing between 30 and 50%, that must be healthy. Quality engineering, I guess. They're in overseas, so nothing like your own pump control. Maybe, does it have a rayon core? Does that maybe have? Here is 0.8. What did it check out? Maybe that's where it's coming from. But is it not amazing technology? What version did we usually have there? It was one was it 8, one was 10. I lose overview of this number. Alright, most were 0.88. Strange that I don't see such a version as x86 build. Let's change that. Oh wait, this was wrong. I have no idea if this has a chance. Why maybe there's a reason they forced that version. Let's hope that continues exactly where it left off. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, I don't know if that would rebuild everything. Wait, but this is no object. So it actually does build some stuff in parallel, so we can't be. So it's not building them strictly serial. Would we see for what it does build that? Couldn't find get head. Building stage 1 tools, but that is config warning unexpected config condition value. Config feature nightly. Warn unexpected configs on by default. So yeah, I really would like to know where is it even saying which. So that is compiling. Crossbeam 0810 building, or is it for Rust Analyzer? Building stage to Rust Analyzer. Does it mean it's for Rust Analyzer then? Cross. Which version was it? Yeah, that is. It is crazy what kind of nonsense. Too many people speak about this. A lot of the problem is, I have the impression, so everyone only applauds, yay, Rust is there, it's the pinnacle of computer science and programming language engineering. Obviously not. And nobody questions. I mean, just look at, people hated Java for toolchain and whatnot stuff, but just look at this silly stuff here. This is pure insanity. Java build system stuff was nothing compared to that. One could argue. The problem is I don't even, again, if you know where this precisely is coming from. The problem is the dependency stuff is in another line. Was it 0810? Oops. 0810 is not even here. But wait, alright, we would need, this is even, wait, there's the source tools cargo log crossbeam. Why is that in that cargo log and here is 081. Why is here 081 when it later builds? How is this generated? But in general, the moment I did this T2 vendor prefix, I knew we will have problems. But I didn't expect such silly problems. But in general, I mean, eventually it would happen with other stuff. So I need to develop a solution for this automatically loaded stuff. But just how? I mean, the low-tech solution can always be create a on-build error, analyze and patch it, then like delayed patching. You could also, I would call this a you only live once YOLO solution. And you don't see me often here out of ideas, right? But I mean, to start, okay, you grab around here where this stuff is coming from, but where is it even really coming from? And why are you two? What the heck? This crossbeam channel now. Does crossbeam channel, does this one have that specific? Which one is it even? 5. And this is how you can spend 0.54 here though. So I guess it would even, I mean, I don't know if, is this specified somewhere, like cargo use this vendor overlay? This is 0.55. This is 0.8. What happens if we... And the problem is, I don't know how much stuff this updates how much it caches and recomputes. You would always hope all, but even they are not so perfect, as we see. What if we fix that to 10 we have, don't we? Does that do something? Probably not. I don't even know what would happen if we go here. And in general, also I understand that like fixing that to some version so that it builds, but then you have the stuff building all the versions over and over, which I anyway find silly, right? Normally you would use some libset with latest and greatest fixes. Wait, don't tell me which is it. Poor PC. If we YOLO that here for a second, how much more problems do we get, or does it? I wouldn't be surprised if this errors out with source checks and doesn't match, which I also find a real anti-developer feature. did this build something new? Or maybe if we render this bloody version in there, maybe that would work. Maybe that is the best solution. If we add that bloody version to this render overlay, would it automatically use it? I didn't delete that though. So just... Is this not ours? This should be ours. So just adding that there didn't really fix this thing here. Why not? I mean, it's anyway really ugly to add a whole patch in a whole. I mean, best would be to download that version and extract and patch again. Oh wait, did we? I know this was not atomic. Do we need that more? No, only here, maybe. Yeah, boring, frustrating. $79. Oops. I mean, here are I'm a little bit surprised that this has only config crossbeam atomic. One day I need to configure this bloody. So that should be used here. Okay, so this should be added to no atomics to cargo rusty config. So if also it's a little bit funny that they use this build system stuff in like Rust. So this is how it should work if no atomics contains target. config. Maybe it's not updating that because it's already generated. This is a mess. A marvel of engineering. I wonder if, oh no, it's probably, I wonder how this rendered stuff here works to add that here, or should we try? Crossbeam utils. Should we try to build this here? And see what happens. But here with also 8.8. Oh, wait a second, this is also Ryan core. We had there one more, right? Or did we? I think we had there, but yeah, 150 plus micro dependencies, right? What were you expecting? Because we had that here also somehow with cross. Was it in here in crossbeam channel? Maybe it was called crossbeam channel, was it? Crossbeam. Did we patch that? Lost overview. Crossbeam channel 288 maybe. This was what I just had here, didn't it? Crossbeam channel. Wait, what? 055? What am I? Oh, channel. So many macro dependencies already. Yeah, I think I patched that here, right? Crossbeam channel. I think 8.8 we had there, didn't we? Maybe we should double check that before we. Yeah, we had the 8.8. So yeah, maybe hope for the best. That fixes something. I've also. What? I patched this in T. Shit. Wait, why is there T? Why did it say T? Oh, here it says T. Rayon core. Probably double patch that. Yeah. Yeah, and that is why we need the latest and greatest CPUs. The next idea, how maybe we quickly use the chance to Google Rust cargo vendor layout stuff. Vendoring includes support cargo vendor. The cargo vendor can complete cargo vendor. Vendors have command with vendor. All crates I on get the FOI product into the specific add path after the command completes. Directory specified by path will contain all remote sources from dependencies specified. Maybe that would be a solution. Pre-run this cargo vendor. I need to check if like we should check this with something like Alacrity or so or cbindgen. And so where do we need so bright? Don't like this camera picture the most. What color? Check the color balance later. After the command completes, the vendor directory specified by path will contain all remote sources from dependency specified. Options path, directed path. Let's maybe test that with Alacrity or cbindgen. Let's manually. So we don't have vendor here. If we cargo vendor, like vendor, updating crates next. Yeah, amazing stuff, right? Theoretically, I probably have some crates, but yeah. Maybe we could use something like that, because I guess currently all the builds would fail if you are like think you're in your off-grid cabin with no LTE or Starlink internet or whatever. And maybe we could at least create some mechanism. I probably have a GitHub bug open for that online update, by the way. Hey, 0 frames. So vendoring, source creates vendored sources. To use vended sources, add this to your cargo config toml for this project. Obviously, we could do that automatically. Cargo. Wait, this has no cargo for this project. Unclear to me. Does it mean I need to create a cargo? And then cargo, what was it built? How do we usually build this stuff? Cargo opts. And that's where we automate the stuff. Cargo opts build, so cargo. So that shouldn't build anything, download anything additionally, does it? And so J32. No. Yeah, the most high performance build system and stuff, and then yeah, At least it's using some threads. Oops, shit. I hate when this happens. Yeah, 127 megabyte rendered stuff. Thank you very much. If you wanted another proof how amazing their sub micro dependencies are, 45 micro dependencies. Isn't it amazing? Parking lot. Heck. Hermit. Instant. Strusm. Term color. Yep. Amazing, right? The only thing is maybe we can use that. Otherwise, what I really hate is always live on this channel and then GitHub asks me then usually live. I'm not signed in. Shit. Let me just sign in. Because then when I'm signed in, usually Git has nothing here, like, shit, authentication code. To SMS. And that is why. Usually it asks me live on this channel to update some shit. Like contact data, like thank you very much. So, issues. So maybe we can hotwire that so that if you're a power user like me and you build T2 usually in your office and stuff and you have a relatively up-to-date cargo crates IO index thing, that at least you can continue to work what you already have there, which currently I think maybe was, and is that it's even a freaking bounty. You know what? Now that I've already done half of the work, is not yet Elon Musk. Can only afford so much. I already do all the freaking research myself. So what is it building? Now it's building PowerPC. Now it will probably fail the same way. I don't have the highest hopes that this will fix something, but I mean, if even the version number is compatible enough to build this Rust analyzer, you never know. Latest snapshot has 6.0 RC2. No, I have no idea what you're talking about. The T2 trunk has Linux kernel 6.0. I have. What is now installing? Did it finish? Did this work? Can't believe that this. I'm not still compiling. Did this really? This hot hack really hot hack something? Can't believe my luck if that worked. Fingers crossed, but so I'm not sure. The latest release is also not 6 is something, right? The latest T2 release stuff is 22.7 stuff. Can use some type of proxy to detect when Rust. Yeah, we could. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. It would probably be easier to somehow patch cargo or the command flow instead of hooking into the Git. I think it's using Git clone stuff. It's still building. Why is it still building stage? Why does it still rebuild x86 tools if all I ask for is I have the feeling this is overbuilding stuff. Also, yeah, the load is like the latest, greatest build systems money can buy, and colorful rainbows and unicorns and stuff. And Rust C. It's an interesting idea. Yeah, it takes trying it out and some research what is easier. It's probably easier to somehow patch away or patch another option in there, or maybe there is not an option already, or simply YOLO that of like Rust vendor. I know this vendor, you probably can't YOLO that if this Rust vendor wants to do some update. I mean, we can see, I can try that because we use another Rust. I mean, we actually would see that here if we delete that. I know I can't. I'm online now, so I need to test it offline. I know it's Rust Analyzer. Fingers crossed. But it's, why does it build some x86-_64 unknown Linux Rust? And did it previously also build that long? Why does it build so much x86 stuff when all I ask it for? Although I know this is actually the cross compiler, so okay, to be fair, it is building, okay, it's building two targets. It's building the latest Rust version for our native stuff, and then the cross compiler. It takes crazy long, right? This is the pinnacle of epic thread ripping AMD Ryzen. If you're wondering why do I spend so much money on my Linux hobby, then that is why, right? So this is like hopefully nearly 40%, which also why I still fiddle with the memory, which sure, the other memory, previous video, 6000, obviously a little bit faster, but I need more, right? Why do I need more than 32 gig, which otherwise you get as the largest DDR5 6000 modules of only 32 gigs? Because this, right, tempfs, caching, buffers, embarrassingly large memory usage of Rust, LVM, and LTO and stuff. Does it build longer this time with my crazy hack? I have the impression it does. I would not think it previously, in the beginning of this live stream, built that long. I have high hopes. We still are not out of the clear because it was the x86-or_64 unknown. Hey, it freaking, this hot hack freaking worked. I can't believe it. So this also means theoretically, so ideally I would not want this Rust stuff to load anything from the internet at all, but theoretically we could use this Rust vendor stuff to, like, in some maintainer first packaging mode, to pull and cache all the stuff. But the problem is, like, if it would only be 5 dependencies, or let's say 5 dependencies with 12 or so megabyte of sources that were like 20 that compress to 5 megabyte. But I also don't want to cache like all this Rust stuff on our servers, because like if we start all of Rust in cargo, but even cbind, right? So this stuff was I mean, we can see how much it does. Cbind gen. Let's, you know what, I shortly, all right, I think I deleted that, right? But yeah, I mean, I was really lucky, right? I mean, sure, I spent way too much. I've easily probably more than 1 hour on this bloody problem. This is the thing, right? Other people tell me what I even make. And this is also why I started the YouTube channel, right? Because other people on forums and stuff who probably do nothing with open source and only contribute nothing, only know everything better because everyone always thinks there's a, like ourselves here, right? Everyone always thinks they are the only true people who know freaking everything, TM. And then Oh, this also failed. What was there? So there's some. Also, it is Perl. We don't need that. Not sure. What was the error? Out of space or? But anyway, also I started the YouTube channel. Otherwise, people never believed me. Like, no, it's not. So, everything is amazing. You make the shit up. Like, no, I'm not making this shit up. So Perl. This is another thing. Not really the most interested in that. Or is it out of space with? No, not out of space. Perl is like, yeah, YOLO, whatever. I can get drunk tonight and fix this from the couch. Which other are here maybe? Here. Let's delete that just to be sure. Target. And let's quickly disconnect the Ethernet cable. I'm back in a second. So what I want to run is vendor, cargo vendor. Let's plug out the cable and see what it does without internet. I mean, I could if down, but back in a second. Actually, I'm surprised. It did this without internet. Interesting. So why did? But maybe okay. So I didn't have to Rust. So somehow it must have determined. Maybe all the versions are in there. I'm just summarizing my thoughts, right? I don't have time to debug through and like read the freaking manual, which is obviously usually lacking in the resources. So apparently it didn't do that. I mean, it can of course check that all those needed versions are in this Rust cargo home, which previously I didn't had because I'm not building it manually, so I have it in opt. No, I changed that. Previously we had it in opt Rust, but that caused too many other issues. So also, how much stuff is it? So this is why it pulls the stuff in, I guess here, 872 megabytes, thank you very much. And because otherwise we have it now in, so previously we had it in opt Rust, which obviously accumulated quite some stuff there. So I moved it into build. This is the building. So each build has their own cargo home here in toolchain. Oh, my typing. Probably need holiday or maybe. Yeah, 450. So this is from just so. What was the other? Was the other 900? 872. Where's my other now? Too many. So 800 versus 400. So just this Rust and cargo build. So this is brand new today, right? Wiped today, started today. So just building Rust and cargo, like starting to bootstrap stuff. This is 451 megabyte of cargo crate IO cache stuff here, right? In case you were wondering, of all this, yeah, sources. But that leads us to a solution, and that's also why do live streams this? I mean, documenting all this stuff. I mean, I would normally sit here, sure, if I don't entertain you and try that you learn something and explain you what all the stuff that's happening here. I'm probably twice as fast or 3 times as fast, I don't know. Of course, it depends. Like if I explain stuff, sometimes I realize different stuff. If I just sit here alone in the office or at midnight at the couch and stuff, I might not realize some things. Although it also goes the other way. Sometimes I explain you stuff and overlook stuff. So depending how lucky one is in that specific situation. But I think we found a solution to patching this shit, right? So because that means the solution for that would be, actually I can immediately add that to the to-do then. So if you want to cache this, does it run bounty there maybe? But so that means to be able to patch that brings us a solution and a win-win of why do I waste? I mean, why do I waste 1 hour, 2 hours of my life with this bloody Rust and cargo, like rusty cargo stuff? It's like, yeah, I obviously want to support like have all this T2 stuff freaking work TM, and obviously 32-bit builds. And the other is then I've, another win-win is the more I look into that and understand the Rust and Cargo inner workings, and that's always the thing, right? You only know the stuff if you worked on this stuff and have experience, like the famous interview of people asking for 20 years of Rust experience, right? Or similar such stuff. Change Rust Cargo vendor hook. So that, by the way, do we have pre-patch? Because what that would allow us is to patch stuff, right? We will have to patch stuff, like for this vendor triplet, for example, or other stuff, bugs and features. I even have to patch Firefox for Spark and RISC-V for stuff for HID, like human interface device stuff, for example, where they obviously don't have Spark or RISC-V support. By the way, another thing would be vintage Firefox overlay Rust G4 HPPA alpha i64 stuff. So yeah, because then what I previously was wondering how to patch the stuff, right? Like you might remember an hour ago I wondered how the freaking heck should we patch that stuff now. So this would be then how, with some more normal packages like cbindgen and alacrity and so on. Do we have pre-patch? I mean, we could always pre-patch, but hey, we have pre-patch. So yeah, so then that would be a cargo vendor function generic for each package to render the stuff. Then we would be able to patch the stuff, right? Pre-patch, hook, vendor, the sources, then the patches can be applied, if any, and solution to that stuff. Win-win of wasting our time with Rust and Cargo. So this stuff builds, mystery solved, partially our fault of having the crazy idea of, that probably is a better word, and welcome to Graver, of having the courage, the whatever, also something felt alright, this is yeah, we actually, let's finish with, this also needs patching. Welcome everyone. So only constant is change and aggressions. Cargo is not offline setting. If this is true, then cargo would signal. Thanks for that. Really appreciate your comments. You can add the option offline to cargo. Ah, interesting. Does end user configure that? Does it? Yeah, I mean, it is a problem. It would only work. I mean, the offline stuff doesn't really solve our issue because T2 cannot know whether you previously had that. That actually opens another issue that the build stuff is temporary. It doesn't really solve preloading the stuff before the build. So you would only have the stuff that you previously built already once recently, but yeah. Gentoo downloads the create files and create them as normal dist files. Not sure precisely what this means, but if we would, like a normal distribution, package this stuff, then we would have to add 200s of freaking micro dependencies. And the bigger problem is that all the stuff, as you see, needs the specific versions, right? So we would not only need to package 300 things, but like in total, like magnitude more of 1,000 or so, if not even more freaking version variants. But yeah, I mean, for now, usually you're online, then the stuff can fetch it. I mean, the only thing is for patching. We could use this cargo vendor stuff to be able to patch this, but yeah. So yeah, we need to patch that here. I would, because previously lib edit is new. Yeah, this is silly. But what should we do? How many man pages do we have here? Shared files or this is edit line, edit RC, and why is there not history? What? Where is this history thing coming from? It's freaking linking edit line to history. Oh, you can't mix this stuff. And those people of lib edit, they should know that there is another competing package. Why do they need to clobber even intentionally with bloody symlinks their own well-known file name? That's what was it even? Make file. Was it 3 or stuff? It's actually creating quite some freaking. Maybe later more. Let's manual edit that for a quick build test. Of yeah, quite some. Actually, there are quite some freaking. Maybe we should actually patch all the freaking symlinks away. Yeah. Let's leave that for now, and I hope I stored the patch correctly. They download the crates file and treat them like it knows they used crates before. And so it sounds like they hardcode that in their e-builds, or did I not delete that from? Did I? Some of this didn't hit the intended effect yet. Let's maybe patch all. I mean, installing the files is one thing, installing even more symlinks is another. Or is this auto make those? Should be in. What even? Install data hook cd LNS edit line 3 till what? By the way, was did I wait a second? History is not in there. What am I missing? I mean, somehow we don't need all the freaking symlinks, right? It probably should. Links. If we reset that, it should clear that, shouldn't it? So, like here. Does it work? I do that so that changes in to avoid if they change this link stuff there. It's less likely to. Also, they might put this to the end, but actually, did I? Oh, this, I think it built. Ah, there's also bloody symlinks. Does that work? Another success story. Lib. So yeah, another thing, so are then only very few issues left for us to be able to release even more amazing ISOs, release architecture support, Rust and Cargo. So the Graver says, yeah, there's a big list of crates and the version numbers in the e-build. Yeah, this totally sucks. The whole thing. So yeah, we're not the only one. Other distribution people are probably similar, less amused. And that's a recurring thing when I usually say not only we, but this kind of work duplicated with 1945 Linux distributions as per yesterday. And yeah, and how much, I mean, we usually don't like, we would more like auto-generate the stuff somehow, or I mean, maybe they do too, with some helper tools. But how not amazing and duplicated work that kind of stuff is, that every distribution needs to repeat and get working and spend hundreds of human hours reading through manual source, trial and error, and spending precious electrons that run circles in your CPU for the stuff. That's it for this video. We finally fixed some more things, including freaking chat files. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this video. Don't forget to share, subscribe. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to Patreon or membership. GitHub sponsor. And I hope you learned something. Have a good day or night, and I hope to see you soon for even more epic thread ripping compilations to come.